Good morning guys, welcome to my channel. In today's project, I will be crocheting this granny square baby blanket with a ruffled edging, or you call it border. This size is for preemie to newborn size. I am going to use two color, which is pink and gray. So if you are ready guys, we can start crocheting the project. For the materials, I will be using size I 5.5mm crochet hook and a pink yarn with gray yarn because we are going to use two colors. Okay, pink and gray. This is a medium weight yarn number 4 by Lion brand. Okay guys, before we begin the project, let me show you the difference of the magic rings. I have two patterns here that made of magic ring. Okay, this magic ring is made of chains, which is making a chain 4 and slipping stitch into the beginning chain. But I use the back ridge this slip stitch, okay, instead of this loop. Instead of this loop, I slip stitch into the back ridge to make it more secured. Okay, like that. Alright, if you're going to use this magic ring made of chains, make sure to slip stitch at the back ridge of your beginning chain. Okay, let me show it again. This is the chain 4, this is the beginning chain at the back ridge, this is the front, and this is the back. The back ridge here, you're going to slip stitch there to make your work secured. Okay, that is this magic ring made of chains, and this is the magic ring that you are going to wrap around the yarn into your finger. Okay, this is the one that I'm going to use for the blanket, and this is the one that you can use if you're struggling to make this type of magic ring. Okay guys, now let's go ahead and begin the project. Okay, I am going to use this magic ring. Wrap around yarn on your finger twice. 1, 2, and remove the ring, and into the ring make a chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and make 2 more double crochet. This chain 3 is considered as first double. 1, 2. Now make a chain 2, and into the ring make a 3 double crochet again. 1, 2, 3, and chain 2 again, and make a 3 double crochet into the ring again. 1, 2, 3, and chain 2 and 3 more double crochet. Sorry, 3 more double crochet. Okay, now 1, 2, 3, 4, make a chain 1, and now we are going to close the ring. To close the ring, we are going to pull the inside strand. This is the outside strand, and this is the inside strand. We are going to pull that halfway from left to right. Okay, now we are going to pull this tail, pull it nice and tight. Now the ring is secured, and we can continue for the project. Okay, to form the last space, we have 1, 2, 3. To form the last space, make a single crochet on top of the beginning chain 3. So this is the beginning chain 3, make a single crochet there. Okay, now make a chain 3. We are now at the round 2 of the blanket, and into the same space here we are going to make 2 double crochet. 1, 2, and chain 1. Now into the next corner here, we are going to skip this 3 double crochet. Into this corner, we are going to make a shell. For the shell, make 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 2, and 3 double crochet into the same space. 1, 2, 3. Now make a chain 1, and into this space again make a shell. 1, 2, 3, and chain 1, 2, and 3 double crochet into the same space. 1, 2, 3. Now make a chain 1 and shell into this space again. 1, 2, 3, and chain 1, 2, and 3 double crochet into the same space. 1, 2, 3, and chain 1. And to complete the shell here in the beginning of the round, we are going to make 3 double crochet into the same space. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now to form the last chain 2 space, make a chain 1 and single crochet on top of the beginning chain 3. Okay, now make a chain 3. We are now at the round 3, and into the same space again we are going to make 2 double crochet. 1, 2, and chain 1, and into this chain 1 space before the shell we are going to make 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and chain 1, and into this shell, on top of this shell we are going to make a shell. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and 3 double crochet. Okay, now make a chain 1, 3 double crochet into this chain 1 space. 1, 2, 3, and chain 1, and shell into this corner. 1, 2, 3, and chain 2. 1, 2, 3, and chain 1. Now make a 3 double crochet into this space. 1, 2, 3, and chain 1, and into this corner make a shell. 1, 2, 3, and chain 2, then 3 double crochet. Now chain 1 and 3 double crochet into this space. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and 3 double crochet into the same space as the beginning of the round. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and single crochet on top of the beginning chain 3. Okay, this is how it looks like. Alright guys, now for the remaining rounds of the body, I want you to repeat this round 3 until round 22. Yeah, repeat this round 3 until round 22, and as you go, by making a chain 1 in each rounds, that is when you are doing the increasing. Okay guys, so go ahead and repeat this round 3 until round 22, and always begin your work with chain 3 and 2 double crochet into the same space, and always end your work with 3 double crochet into the same space as the beginning of each round, plus chain 1 and single crochet on top to form the last space. Alright guys, now go ahead and repeat this round 3 until round 22, and I will meet you for the border. Alright, I finished my 22 rounds guys, and this is how it looks like. I cannot show the whole thing to you because my table is too small to spread out. That's why I folded it. Okay, but anyway, I finished my 22 rounds, and at the end of my round I made a chain 2 and join it with slip stitch on top of the beginning chain 3. Now we are going to join the gray yarn for the border. We're going to join the gray yarn into this chain 2 space at the corner. Okay, and make a chain 3. This is counted as first double again, and into the same space make 2 double crochet, and then make a chain 1, and we're going to skip this 3 double crochet here, and into the next chain 1 space we are going to make 3 double, 1, 2, 3, and chain 1, and we are going to make 3 double crochet into the next chain 1 space here. We are going to skip this 3 double, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and we are going to repeat this across to the next corner. Okay, make 3 double crochet into this chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochet into this chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochet into this chain 1 space, chain 1. Go ahead and repeat this across to the next corner, and I will meet you at the corner. Alright, I finished my row across, and to the corner here we are going to make a shell. Make 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet into the same space, okay. Now we are going to continue working around, make a chain 1, okay, and then into this next chain 1 space make 3 double crochet, chain 1, and 3 double crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 1. Now go ahead and repeat this around guys. Make 3 double crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 1, 3 double crochet into the next chain 1 space. Repeat this pattern across to the corner, and when you reach the corner you are going to make a shell, which is 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet, and continue working around. And yeah, continue working around with this pattern, and don't forget to make a shell into each corners. Okay, and when you reach the beginning of the round I am going to show you how to join it. Okay, Now I finished my round, guys, and before we join, we still need to make a chain 2 and join it with slip stitch on top of the beginning chain 3, and we can close our work here. We can cut the yarn, and before cutting the yarn, make sure that you have enough length to use for weaving later. Okay, and for the next round, we are going to join the pink. Okay, we are going to join the pink here in this chain 2 space. Join it with slip stitch. Before I join it, I am always making sure that I have enough length also to weave it later. Okay, join it with slip stitch, make a chain 1 and single crochet into the same space, make a chain 1 and into the second double crochet. Okay, we're going to skip this double, and into this double crochet on top we are going to make 3 puff stitch. Okay, to make the 3 puff stitch, wrap around yarn on hook, insert hook into this double, grab the yarn. We are going to repeat it 2 more times. Yarn on hook, insert hook into the same space, grab the yarn. 1 more time, yarn on hook, insert hook into the same space, grab the yarn. Now we have 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 7 loops on hook, and then pull through and make a chain 1. Okay, now we are going to repeat this 2 more times into the same space. Two, 4, 6, 7 loops on hook, chain 1. Okay, make one more into the same space, and chain 1. Okay, now we have the 3 puff stitch. All right, guys, now we are going to now we are going to make a single crochet into this chain 1 space here. And chain 1, and we are going to make a 3 puff stitch here into the center of this 3 double crochet group. Okay, skip the next double, into the next double, make a puff stitch, chain 1, 2 more times, chain 1, 1 more, and chain 1. Okay, now we are going to make 1 single crochet into this chain 1 space again, and make a chain 1, and into the center of this double crochet group over here we are going to make the same puff stitch. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 2 more times, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1 more, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and single crochet into the next chain 1 space and chain 1. Okay, alright guys, now I want you to go ahead and repeat this across. Make a 3 puff stitch with chain 1 in between into the middle of this 3 double crochet group, which is here, and then single crochet here and chain 1 puff stitch, chain 1 single, chain 1 puff stitch, and chain 1 single. Go ahead and repeat this pattern across, and I will meet you before the corner. Alright, I finished my puff stitch across, and before we go to the corner, I have my chain 1 here, and we are going to skip this double crochet, and into the next double we are going to do the puff stitch. 1, 2, 3, and chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, and chain 1. Okay, now we are going to make 1 single crochet into this chain 2 space at the corner. Okay, make 1 single crochet and then chain 1 and make puff stitch into the center of this 3 double crochet group. So we're going to skip this and into the next make a puff stitch. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, one more, 1, 2, 3, and chain 1, and single crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 1, and puff stitch in the middle of the 3 double crochet group, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and single crochet into the next chain 1 space and chain 1. Okay, now I want you guys to repeat this pattern around, and when you reach each corner you have to do something like this. Okay, when you reach the corner, skip the first double of the corner shell and then make a 3 puff stitch into the next double, skip the next double, single crochet into the chain 2 space, and skip the next double and then 3 puff stitch into the next double and chain 1 and single into the next chain 1 space. So go ahead and repeat this around, and don't forget to do the same like this in each corner. Okay, and then I will meet you for the joining. Okay guys, I finished my round, and now we are going to join it with slip stitch into the beginning single here, and now we can close our work here and cut the yarn again. Okay, and we are going to join the gray color, join it with slip stitch into the same space as the joining. Okay, slip stitch there and then make a chain 3. This is counted as first double, and into the same stitch we are going to make 2 double crochet, 1, 2, and we are going to, hold on guys, my table is so small, hold on. Okay, we have 3 double crochet into the same stitch as joining. Now we are going to make a chain 5, and we are going to skip this puff stitch, and into the next single make 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and make a chain 5. Skip this shell again, and into this single make 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and chain 5. Now go ahead and repeat this across to the next corner. Okay, repeat this pattern across, make a 3 double crochet into this single, and then chain 5, 3 double crochet into the next single, chain 5, 3 double crochet into the next single. Repeat this pattern across, and I will meet you at the corner. Okay guys, I finished my work across, and this is how it looks like. Okay, now to the corner, we are going to make 5 double crochet at the center single crochet here. Okay, the center of the corner. This is the shell from the previous round and the puff stitch, and into this single we are going to make 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and make chain 5, and skip the shell, and into this single make a 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and chain 5. Okay, this is the corner looks like. Okay, all right, now I want you to repeat this pattern around. Okay, and don't forget to make 5 double crochet into the center of the corner. Okay, where the single crochet is, make 5 double crochet. So go ahead and repeat this pattern around and make 5 double crochet into each corners, and I will meet you for the joining. Guys, I finished my round, and before we join we still need to make 2 double crochet into the same stitch as the beginning of the round. Okay, over here where the 3 double crochet is, make 2 double crochet there. 1, 2, and we are going to join it with slip stitch into this on top of the beginning chain 3. Okay, and now we can close our work here and cut the yarn again. All right, now we are going to join the pink color. Okay, join the pink color into the same stitch as joining here. Join it with slip stitch, make a chain 1 and single crochet into the same stitch and chain 1. Now we are going to skip this double, and into this double we are going to make a puff stitch, the 3 puff shell. Okay, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 2 more, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, and chain 1. Now we are going to make a single crochet here in the middle of this puff shell. We have 3 puff stitch here. In the middle we're going to make single crochet Okay, now make a chain 1 and skip the next double, and into the next double make a puff shell. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, and chain 1. Now in the middle of this puff shell again, we're going to make single crochet. Okay, that's how the back looks like. All right, and chain 1, and then puff shell in the middle of this 3 double crochet group. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, and chain 1. Now single crochet in the middle again of the puff shell and chain 1. Okay, now I want you guys to repeat this pattern across. Okay, repeat this pattern across. Make a puff stitch in the middle of this 3 double crochet group, and then single in the middle of the puff shell together with this chain 5. Okay, and then puff shell in the middle, and then single in the middle, puff shell in the middle, single in the middle. Go ahead and repeat this pattern across, and I will meet you for the corner. Okay guys, I finished my work across, and now to the corner we are going to make a puff shell into the beginning double crochet of the 5 double crochet group. Okay, make a puff shell here. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 2 more, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1 more, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and now we are going to skip the next double, and into the next double make a single crochet. Okay, and chain 1 and skip the next double, into the last double crochet of the 5 double crochet group. We are going to make a puff shell. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 2 more, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1 more, 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Okay, this is how the corner looks like. All right, now we are going to make a puff shell. We are going to make a single crochet into the center of this puff shell. Okay, make a single crochet. Can you see it? All right, and make a chain 1 and make a puff shell into the next into the middle of the next double crochet group. Okay, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and single crochet in the center of the next puff shell. Okay, this is how it looks like. So we did the corner here, and now I want you guys to continue working across to the next corner again. And when you reach the corner, you are going to make a puff shell into the beginning double of the 5 double crochet group, and then skip the next double and single crochet in the next double, then skip the next double and puff shell into the last double. All right, then chain 1 and single crochet into the center of the previous puff shell. Okay guys, now go ahead and repeat this pattern around. Repeat this pattern around and don't forget to make 2 puff shell into the corner. Okay, this is for the corner, so make this in each corners, and then I will meet you for the joining. Okay guys, before I did the joining, I made my last puff shell here in the beginning of the 5 double crochet group in the beginning of the round, and I make a chain 1 and skip the last double, and then join it with slip stitch into the beginning single. I close my work and I cut my yarn, and now we are going to join the gray color. Join it with slip stitch, and then make a chain 3, and into the same stitch we are going to make 1 double crochet and make a chain 5, and we are going to skip this puff shell. Okay, we are going to skip this puff shell, and then into this single crochet we are going to make 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now make a chain 5, and we're going to skip this puff shell and 3 double crochet into this single crochet. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I want you to continue this around. Okay, repeat this pattern around, skip this, and then 3 double crochet, chain 5, skip, 3 double crochet, chain 5, skip, 3 double crochet, and when you reach the corner, when you reach this corner, you will need to make 3 double crochet into this single crochet. Okay, and then chain 5 and continue working all the way around. So you will need to make 3 double crochet into each corners. Okay, go ahead and finish your round, and I will meet you for the next round. Okay guys, I finished my round, and before we join, we still need to make 1 double crochet into the same space where the beginning of the round is. Okay, make 1 double crochet here, join it with slip stitch on top of the beginning chain 3, close your work, and then cut the yarn. Okay, and now we are going to join the pink yarn. Make a chain 1, and we are going to continue working puff shell. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and puff stitch again. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 2 more times. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1 more, 1, 2, 3, and chain 1. Okay, we have 4 puff stitch into the same stitch in the beginning. Okay, this is the corner. Now we are going to make 1 single crochet into the middle of the previous puff shell. 1 single crochet. Okay, Now make a chain 1 and puff shell again into this middle double of the 3 double crochet group. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, 1, 2, 3. Chain 1 and single crochet in the center of the previous puff. Okay guys, make a chain 1 and puff shell into the next 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, 1, 2, 3, and chain 1. Then single crochet in the middle of the previous puffs. Okay guys, now I want you to continue your round. Make 3 puff stitch in the middle of this group with chain 1 in between, and then single here, and 3 puff stitch with chain 1 in between. For the sides, you have to make 3 puff stitch with chain 1 in between and then single. And when you reach each corners, you have to make 4 puff stitch in the middle of the 3 double crochet group with chain 2 and between. All right, just like the beginning here. Puff stitch, chain 2, puff stitch, chain 2, puff stitch, chain 2, and puff stitch. Okay, this is for the corner. You need to make 4 puff stitch with chain 2 in between. And then for the sides, for each sides, you have to make 3 puff stitch with chain 1 in between and then single. All right, now go ahead and finish your round, and I will meet you for the joining. Okay guys, I finished my round and I joined it with slip stitch on top of the beginning puff stitch here at the corner, and I closed my work. I cut my yarn, and I know that this color is different, so don't worry guys. I ran out of this pastel pink and I just ordered it, and I wanna finish the project. That's why I just use this and redo it later when the order arrived. So okay guys, we're going to continue the project. We're going to join the gray color again into the same stitch where we did the joining. We're going to slip stitch there and then make a chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to slip stitch into this middle chain 2 space. So we're going to skip this space, we're going to skip this puff stitch, and into this chain 2 space we're going to slip stitch. Okay, and make a chain 3, and we're going to skip this puff stitch, we're going to skip this space, and we're going to make a slip stitch on top of this puff stitch. Okay guys, that will be the corner. And for the side, we're going to make a chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to slip stitch into this chain 1 space. Okay, this single crochet here, slip stitch there. Okay, and then make a chain 3, and we're going to slip stitch into the center puff stitch. So this is the first puff stitch, second puff stitch. We're going to slip stitch here on top of this puff stitch. Okay, now make a chain 3 and slip stitch into this single crochet. Right, chain 3, slip stitch in the center puff stitch on top of the center puff stitch. And chain 3, slip stitch into this single crochet, chain 3, slip stitch into this middle puff stitch, and then chain 3, slip stitch into this single crochet, chain 3, slip stitch on top of the middle puff stitch, chain 3. Okay, this is how it looks like, right? Now I want you guys to continue repeating this pattern all the way across to the next corner. Okay, go ahead and repeat this pattern across, and I will meet you for the corner. Okay guys, I finished my work across, and now to the corner we're going to slip stitch on top of the beginning puff stitch. So we have 4 puff stitch here at the corner. On top of the first one, slip stitch there and make a chain 3, and we are going to skip this space, skip this puff stitch, and into this chain 2 space we are going to slip stitch and chain 3. Now we are going to skip this puff stitch, skip this chain 2 space, and on top of this last puff stitch we are going to slip stitch there, then chain 3 and slip stitch into the single crochet, chain 3, and we're going to slip stitch on top of the middle puff stitch. So we have 3 puff stitch on top of the middle puff stitch, slip stitch there and chain 3 and slip stitch into the next single crochet, chain 3, slip stitch on top of the middle puff stitch and chain 3. Now guys, I want you to repeat this around. Okay, repeat this around. Make a slip stitch here at the single crochet, and then chain 3, slip stitch on top of the middle puff stitch, and then chain 3, slip stitch into the next single crochet. Repeat this across, and when you reach the corner, you are going to slip stitch here on top of the beginning puff stitch, and then you're going to skip this next puff stitch, and into this chain 2 space, slip stitch there, and then chain 3 and skip this, skip next chain 2 space, and here on top of the last puff stitch you're going to slip stitch and then chain 3 and slip stitch here into this single crochet, and then chain 3 and slip stitch on top of the middle puff stitch. Okay, now go ahead and repeat this pattern around. Okay guys, go ahead and repeat this pattern around, and don't forget to make your corners like this. Okay, so now go ahead and finish your round, and I will meet you for the joining. Okay guys, I finished my round, and before I join it, I made a slip stitch into the very last single crochet, and then chain 3 and slip stitch into the bottom of the beginning chain 3. This is the beginning chain 3. At the bottom into the same stitch, I slip stitch there, and then I close my work and cut the yarn. And these tails, using the yarn needle, you can hide these tails. Okay, weave it and trim it. Okay, so now this is how the edging look like. It is a ruffled edging. Okay, so all right, we finished another project guys. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for crocheting along with me. And if you have if you have question about these stitches, just go ahead and leave a comment, and then I will try to respond as soon as I can. Once again, thank you so much, and see you again for my next tutorial.